Alright guys, Tom here and welcome to a new video, and today I'm talking about Los Matadores. Now I've had a lot of tweets on Twitter asking me who do I think Los Matadores are, and in this video I'm going to tell you who they are. It's not actually that hard to work it out, but it has now been confirmed that it is Primo and Epico. So the first thing I was going to say is, who are the Los Matadores? Before they do actually debut, who are they? So we've been having continuous vignettes of the team on Monday Night Raw. We had it last week, we had it on Friday Night SmackDown as well, and we had it on this week's Monday Night Raw. So they are teasing at the debut of Los Matadores, but we don't know who they are. Now actually, we do know the gimmick. The gimmick is a bullfighter gimmick, and in fact, it is a repackaged version of the very cool team of Primo and Epico. However, they will not be called Primo and Epico, they'll be called Torito and Torlito. So, Primo and Epico, they were former tag team champions back in 2012. But they were kind of meaningless heels in 2012. When you thought of the tag team division, you didn't necessarily think of Primo and Epico. They didn't really stand out as a team. They didn't really have a solidified gimmick. They were kind of a tag team, and that was really it. And they pretty much had a poor year after the titles, after they had the titles around Mania time. So Primo and Epico kind of slowly died out over 2012, and then back in June 2013, they'd picked up around 20 losses in a row. So that was their last match on June 2013. They had our last match against Brodus Clay and Tensai on Superstars the show, and in June 2013 they're on a 20 losses in a row. So really, Primo and Epico slowly died out from losing them titles back in 2012. So hopefully these great talents keep relevant with their new gimmick being Los Matadores, whether they are heel or face. It does have the potential to either be heel or face, which is great about this tag team. Preferably, I would like them to be heel, as without the Shield, the tag team division is kind of dead with heels. It's more about the faces of Big Show and Mark Henry, the Usos. You don't really have another heel except the tag team champion, so it does kind of have the potential, if they do become face, to be a kind of comedy act with the music and silly gimmick. But yeah, they shouldn't go with the comedy act. They are a great tag team. They're two great talents, and if they were to become either heel or face, I really hope, if they were to become face, that they weren't a comedy act, because they could really go places. And if they're going to go with this bullfighter gimmick, which they are called the Los Matadores, if they're going to make them a silly act, you've still got Brodus Clay and Sweet Tea, who are a comedy act. It's just not going to be great for a talent that you could possibly be wasting. So hopefully they do become heels instead of that babyface comedy style act that seems to always go for a tag team when they do turn face. However, there will be an addition of a third member called Mascarita Dorado later in the year. He did in fact sign a contract in the development sector of WWE in April 2013, and it does look like he's going to be joining as the third member later in the year. So hopefully they do stay relevant to Los Matadores, whether they are heel or face, by the time Los Matadores gain this boost of a new member, being Mascarita Dorado, later in the year. They will probably debut the Raw before Night of Champions, or the night after Night of Champions. Hopefully, preferably, it'll be the night after Night of Champions, because when the Wyatt family debuted the Raw before Money in the Bank, they weren't really as impactful as they would have been if they debuted the night after, because everybody was still mixing the confusion of the Money in the Bank, who was going to win going into that pay-per-view. They kind of got lost under heavy baggage of the other big matches at Money in the Bank, so they kind of lost their impact straight away. So hopefully they do debut the night after the big pay-per-view Night of Champions. So that's basically who Los Matadores are. They are a repackaged version of Primo and Epico called Torito and Torlito. Thanks for watching. Take care. Spike your hair.